Picture this. You log onto your company's shared drive, something you do every single day, and buried under 3 layers of folders you find a secret stash of evidence a coworker is building to get you fired. Emails, screenshots, carefully trimmed messages designed to make you look like a monster. And suddenly it hits you. This guy has been planning a takedown. Only, he forgot one tiny detail. The shared drive is not private. So if he wants to collect receipts, I'll give him some, starting with the ones that show exactly who he really is. If you've ever had to deal with a coworker who thinks they're smarter than everyone else, or someone who tries to drag you down just because they can't rise up themselves, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready. Because today's story, it's about justice served cold, straight from the company share folder. Full narrative expansion, bulk of script, 1200, 2000 words. Alright, let's rewind this mess. Setup. The intern from hell. So, I work in a mid-sized tech environment. It's not glamorous. Lots of ticketing, troubleshooting, documentation, and keeping systems alive despite what users do to them. I'm not the boss, but I am the senior tech on my team, which means when someone new gets hired, I'm the one showing them the ropes. Enter the junior technician from hell. Let's call him Kyle because of course his name would be Kyle. When Kyle was hired about 16 months ago, he came in with this shiny, polished customer service smile. You know the type. Eager, agreeable, almost too nice. He nodded at everything, took notes like he was writing the next great American novel, and pretended to be grateful for every piece of advice I gave him. Looking back, it was all an act, performance, a mask with a shaky glue job that disintegrated the moment his probation ended. The moment HR stamped full-time employee, Kyle pulled a complete 180. The note-taking stopped. The respect evaporated. The smile turned into this smug half-smirk that made me want to. My entire soul. And suddenly, everything I said became a personal attack. Everything I did became micromanaging. Every correction, every guideline, every instruction was apparently me being unprofessional. Escalation. The brain-warping gaslighting. First, I brushed it off. New hires sometimes go through phases. Confidence bumps into arrogance. Happens. But this wasn't a phase. This was a hobby for him. He started arguing with me over basic procedures. He'd roll his eyes in meetings. He'd challenge me in front of coworkers with this obnoxious, actually, tone that made my blood pressure launch into the stratosphere. But the worst part, he started trying to bait me. Little jabs during conversations. Snide comments in emails. Leaving out critical information so he could accuse me of not supporting him. Or pushing a technical issue onto my desk and then claiming I was hoarding work when I redirected it back to him. It was like dealing with an internet troll, trapped inside a human body. Behind closed doors, he'd act offended by anything I said. If I wrote an email that said, "Please remember to update your ticket notes," he'd respond with something like, "Wow, really professional tone. Good to know how you speak about me." No joke. This guy typed like he was preparing for a courtroom drama. The secret weapon. The folder he thought was invisible. Now, here's where things go from annoying to downright unbelievable. Part of my job is to review Kyle's work files. It's not optional. It's literally my responsibility. Which means I'm in the shared drive pretty regularly. Checking documentation, cleaning up version chaos, all that fun tech stuff. One day, I'm digging through his folder structure. This labyrinth of disorganization he calls my system. And I see a folder buried way deeper than it should be. Shared drive, projects, archives, 2021 personal notes, miscellaneous. Buddy. Just the phrase personal notes in a shared drive screams, I'm hiding something. Curiosity isn't a sin when it's part of your job. So I click, and then my jaw hits the floor. Inside is a curated collection of emails from me. Screenshots, snippets of conversations. All carefully edited to make me look like some unhinged tyrant. And I mean edited. He trimmed out his baiting. Deleted his own aggressive lines. selected only the moments where I was responding to his nonsense. This man was building a case. Dossier. A scrapbook of how my senior tech is mean to me. And he was storing it in a shared company-wide drive that I have access to. I literally sat there for a full minute staring at the screen like, are you serious? Is this real life? Did I just find the villain monologue folder? The turning point. The moment the switch flipped. Up until that moment, I'd been trying to be the bigger person. Professional. Neutral. But finding that folder, something inside me clicked. Because this wasn't just annoying behavior. This was undermining. This was malicious. This was a coordinated attempt to sabotage my reputation. And sabotage deserves consequences. Not the explosive kind. Not the screaming in HR kind. The quiet, indisputable, beautifully documented kind. If Kyle wanted to play investigator, I would give him evidence. Actual evidence. That night, I sat at my desk after hours. The fluorescent lights buzzing overhead like they knew the plan forming in my head. I opened Outlook. I opened the share folder. I opened every email thread Kyle had ever started where he tried to pull his little psychological games. And I started gathering. I saved every full email chain, complete intact with his rage-baiting front and center, into sleek time-stamped PDFs. Every message where he lost his temper, snapped at me, tried to twist my words, ignored instructions, did aggressively, or straight up harassed me. I converted all of them into crystal clear, unedited documents. Then I took his evidence emails, the ones he had clipped, and I dropped the entire context right next to them. He had a message from me saying, "Your tone is unprofessional." Cute. I added the 6 emails he sent before that, where he was practically foaming at the mouth. He had a screenshot where I refused to help him. Adorable. I added the thread showing he had bypassed 3 steps, ignored our protocol, and then blamed me for his own mistake. One by one, I filled his little secret folder with the complete truth. Not altered truth. Not weaponized truth. Just the whole story. If he wanted to show this folder to someone, HR, a friend, a random internet stranger, they would see everything. Not the villain he wanted me to be, but the colleague he actually was. The execution. New reading material. And the best part, I didn't delete his files. I didn't overwrite anything. I didn't change a single word of his. I simply added to it. Like a librarian reorganizing a very sad, very incriminating shelf. If he shared that folder with anyone behind the scenes, they now had a front-row ticket to the full cinematic universe of Kyle's behavior. The rage-baiting. The manipulation. The half-truths. The pattern of disrespect. Everything. And because it was on the shared drive. And because reviewing it is part of my job. He couldn't accuse me of anything. Paper trails are a beautiful thing. The aftermath. The sound of silence. Here's the delicious part. He hasn't said a word. Not a single accusation. Not a single passive-aggressive comment. Not even a side-eye in the hallway. Just silence. Glorious, awkward, terrified silence.